3, 2, 1, go. Hello, it's been so long. Okay, so I know that we had something that we're doing. You remember our 25 under 25 series that I only gave 2 parts out of 5? I know, pardon me. I'm on my knees. Okay, anyway, I'm going to be doing part 3 today. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but if I can film the last 3 parts today, I will do it. So we are going to be on a roll. We are going to be very fast, and I hope that we can cover a lot of lost ground. Okay, now if you have not watched the first 2 parts of this series, part 1 is here and part 2 is here. Please watch it. You can watch it after this video or before, or just make sure you're following everything because they're all very important. Just to quickly reiterate, right, this series is from lessons that I have learned over the years that have been like a guiding light for me now and over the years. She'll get. I'm all over the place right now because I have an audience. Mr. Granville is sitting down not far from me right now and he's listening to everything I'm saying. Usually when I'm filming, I'm usually alone, so stage fright is catching me. But we move. Okay. Today's 5 lessons are chef kiss. I know the other ones have been chef kiss, but today's own, we're going to be breaking some tables and we're going to be saying some hard truths, and I hope that you actually take notes, you jot some things down because they're going to be very, very helpful. Without further ado, let's get right into lesson 1. So the first lesson for today is that opportunities have to meet you prepared. I'll say that one more time. Opportunities have to meet you prepared. A lot of times we pray and we hope for things to happen, for that big break. And when that break comes, we are oftentimes found wanting. That's the reason why you should not take the elevator to success. You should take the stairs, because in taking the stairs, you are well aware of the journey, you're well aware of each single step, and it helps you build endurance, it helps you meet the requirements each level requires of you. So if you're not preparing in your season, in your down seasons, the season of silence, the season when nothing seems to be happening, take that opportunity to build yourself. Take the opportunity to prepare yourself so that when an opportunity comes, you can show that opportunity what you're made of and you're not found wanting. The last thing you want is for your dream to come and then you're elevated to a very high point of visibility, and then your embarrassment is public. It's better when you're failing in the closet, you're failing where there's just few people watching you, you're failing when you don't have a large audience. So make sure when your visibility comes, because one day it will come, that opportunity you're praying and waiting for, it will come. However, make sure that you are up to the task when it happens. Okay, I know that I said that we're going to run through today's video, but as the spirit leads, you know, the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet, if you get what I mean. Okay, lesson 2. Lesson 2 is almost a 360 turn from lesson 1. This lesson says perfection steals time. Waiting for the perfect time, perfect opportunity steals time. Now, I know that this might seem like a contradiction from the first one where I said that your opportunity has to meet you prepared. However, do it afraid, do it scared, do it if the opportunity does come and you don't feel prepared, do it anyway, because you can learn on the job, you can get better. As far as you're committed to self-improvement, as far as you're committed to getting better and not staying stagnant, you'll be fine. Waiting to be perfect, to get everything right, will take valuable time away from you. I'll use myself as an example. I learned this lesson from doing what I'm saying you should not do. In 2020, I remember starting my podcast and starting it with a duvet over my head and my mouth to the bottom of my phone. And right now, sometimes I'll tell myself, oh, I can't film, my mic is acting up. I would legit go into a wardrobe to film or to record my podcast. I was doing it that time, not waiting for perfection. But at some point, I got so complacent and wanting everything to be right, wanting to get the right aesthetics, and that's taking away valuable time. Time is one of the most finite resources that you can have, and if you do not take advantage of it while you have it, you're left with nothing at the end of the day. So do it while it's not perfect. Recently there was a video that Salem King posted, and he was saying that lately he's been getting very tired of filming, and I think that happened to me as well. He had been getting very tired of filming, of the whole setup, and at the end of the day he was like, this has become a job. It's not something that is enjoyable for me anymore, but how can I get myself to do it? I do it while I'm doing something enjoyable. So he now makes his videos while going on his walks. Find a way to make sure that even though it's not as perfect as you want it to be, you're getting there. Okay? Okay. Now, let's move on to lesson 3. Lesson 3 is that you have to extend grace first to yourself and then to others. I know that a lot of times in the guise of being empathetic and wanting to feel the pain of other people, we forget ourselves. The first person you should extend grace to is yourself. You cannot be mean to yourself. You cannot be the own bully. Your voice should not be the bully in your head. When you want to say nice things to yourself, don't feel like you're less deserving. What you would say to someone and they'll give you a dirty blow, don't feel like you can get away with saying it to yourself just because you're less valuable. Thank you for the applause. Thank you. Anyway, you have to extend grace to yourself. You have to be very, very intentional and conscious about saying kind things to yourself, being kind to yourself, and not just nice to yourself, but being kind as well. Being kind will mean that you do the hard things that would ensure you go or become or stay, you get to a better position, if you know what I mean. So extend grace to yourself and then others. What extending grace basically means is giving yourself and others the benefit of the doubt. Don't go assuming the worst before you've assumed the best. Don't give people the chance to disappoint you. I know that sounds weird, like it's better to protect yourself, to be defensive and assume everybody is guilty until proven innocent. But that's a very terrible way to live your life. And we're not called to do that as children of God. We are called to extend grace. We are called to love because God has loved us first. So it's very important that while you do that to other people, don't forget yourself or neglect yourself in the process. You are as worthy of grace as other people are. Okay? Okay, moving on. Lesson 4 is a follow-up to the last lesson. The 4th lesson I've learned is that don't burn bridges. If you have to, gently close those doors. Do not burn bridges. Human beings are dynamic. I said human people. Human beings are very, very dynamic, and because one person has done something to you that was not their best behavior does not mean that they're not capable of good things. It does not mean that they are not capable of redemption. We're getting to the level where we throw the baby away with the bathwater. We are very, very keen to just cancel people and not give people the room for improvement or the room for growth. We don't all have to be in agreement at the same time. And when we do disagree, that does not mean that you have to shut that person out of your life or shut that person out of your space. If you have to restrict access of a person to you for reasons best known to you, do it kindly, do it gently, close that door. Don't burn the bridge, because I'm not one to say, oh, we don't know tomorrow, we never know tomorrow. You're not doing this because you might need them in the future. Bust them! I'm not one to say you never know tomorrow, so you have to endure relationships that no longer serve you. Bust them. That's not the case here. However, if you have to restrict their access, you have to set that boundary. Make sure you do it in love. Make sure you do it kindly. Make sure you don't have one big fight that leads you to acting out of character and becoming someone that you're not called to be. So make sure that you learn to shut doors gently and not burn bridges. Okay, we're down to our last lesson in this video. I almost said episode. Once a podcast girly, always a podcast girly. Okay, we're down to our last lesson, and this lesson is one that it's going to be very tricky for me to say since Mr. Granville is here, but we're going to say it anyway. Lesson 5 is that who you love is important. Yeah, there, I said it. It's a very important aspect of the decisions that you would make as a person, because truth be told, many are mad, but few are roaming. And I would actually be honest and say that I don't envy those of you who are currently in the love market, who are currently on the hunt, on the prowl for your life partner. This is not to say that there are no good guys and girls out there. They are. If you're a good person yourself, if you're a good guy, if you're a good girl, you should find someone out there like you. So I'm not saying any definite thing like that. There are no good people out there anymore. However, I'm just very, very well aware about how south a lot of people's lives have gone because of the choice of their life partner, and not just the choice of their life partner, the choice they made to stay in that terrible relationship. So those are two very important factors in this lesson. Who you love is very important. It's going to set the tone for a lot of the other decisions that you make, the kind of jobs you can take, the amount of freedom that you have, the level to which you can achieve the purpose of God for your life can be reduced drastically by choosing the wrong person. So it is very important that you make the right choice in your relationships. I have learned that. Okay? Oh, I'm not wearing my ring. I have just imagined that my ring is here. I have learned that. Okay. Okay, so those are 5 lessons for today. Just to quickly reiterate, we're going to run through the 5 lessons in no particular order, starting from the last one. Who you love is very important. Number 2, don't burn bridges, shut those doors gently. Number 3 is that you have to extend grace to yourself as well as others. Number 4, perfection steals valuable time. Waiting for perfection can steal valuable time. And then the last but not the least lesson is that opportunities have to meet you prepared. So make sure that in your quiet seasons, your season when nothing is happening, use that time to prepare. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this particular YouTube video, and I'll see you in my next one. Make sure you watch the other ones if you haven't. Okay, bye!